A card that was $333 just sold for $160,000. But this crazy example is not unique. Recently, there has been example after example of cards setting all-time record highs. And the sports card market right now is on a record tear. What does it mean? Is it time to lean in more heavily or run for the hills? We'll debate now. Hello, sports card investors, and welcome to another episode of Cards on the Table. Teapot Ryan, does it feel a little warm in here to you? Or you?
It's a little hot.
You feeling a little hot? Is that the sports card market that is just boiling in Cards HQ with just the heat?
It's toasty.
It is hot. It is toasty right now, guys. The SCI 500 index of 500, the most prominent sports cards, is up over 16% this year, but that's nothing compared to what we're seeing on the high end of the sports card market. Guys, there is example after example right now of cards going crazy in the market. How about a 2013 Kaboom LeBron James in PSA 9? That card recently sold earlier this week for $20,000. That card back in 2016, same card sold for $102.
Bingo.
$102 up to $20,000. How about Ichiro, his 2001 Upper Deck Ultimate Collection autograph? That card was a $10,000 card in 2016. It recently sold for $292,800.
Wow.
Even Shohei Ohtani is getting in on this action. In late 2018, Shohei Ohtani's Bowman Chrome Blue Refractor Auto from 2018 in PSA 10 sold for just over $2,100. That card 2 weeks ago sold for $53,301. And oh yeah, the card that I started the entire show with, that was Tom Brady's 2013 Prism Gold card. In late 2017, a BGS 10 of that card sold for $333. And then there was a sale on Golden a week and a half ago of that card in PSA 10. So even a little bit of a lesser grade, most would say, than BGS 10. But in PSA 10, that card just sold on Golden for $160,000. Now, I believe that one still needs to be paid for. Hopefully it gets paid for, but still. The record prices right now are insane. We're seeing unbelievable sales at the top end of the market every week. New records are being set, and some of these records are not just like nudging up over the last one. Like some of these records are like cards going up in value. I'll give you one more example, and I want to hear your reaction to this. This is a personal one. I bought at Fanatics Fest. You might remember this card. I bought a Steph Curry red Olympics on-card auto. Beautiful card at Fanatics Fest. I paid $30,500 cash for that card. I have a outstanding offer right now on that card for $55,000 cash.
Wow.
We are talking 2 months, and we are talking a $25,000, almost double the value of that card in 2 months. And actually, if you look at the other copies of that card, like an orange out of 5 just sold for I think over $80-something thousand, it actually substantiates the price, that price increase. Stuff is going nuts.
It is. Teapot,
what do you make of all of this? Should we be leaning into this and celebrating and dancing the aisles? Should we be scared? Is this like, the end of the COVID bubble again or something? What do you make of this, Teapot?
This is not like the COVID bubble. The COVID bubble, if you were to go back and look at the SCI 500, was everything going nuclear. Every single card going nuclear. Everything up 200, 300, 500, 1,000% in like a year.
Zion base cards.
Everything.
Up 10x, right?
Trout Topps Update rookie cards 8K. Like everything was up crazy. Every card. This is the high-end market. The overall market is experiencing really nice, healthy comeback growth. You talked about 15% year to date on the overall SCI 500, and a lot of more commodity and liquid cards are just steady, and some are down and some are up. largely things are moving up in a northern direction. This is the high-end market you're talking about for a lot of cards, 5-figure cards and up, some of them 7-figure cards. And I don't think it's funny business. I think it's new attention being and new spotlight being put on the hobby overall. Michael Rubin's very well connected. He's getting a lot of people in. We saw a lot of celebrities and athletes at the big Sotheby's auction that happened last year. There's just more people with big, deep wallets coming into this space saying, this is really cool. I love sports. I'm friends with Tom Brady. I'm friends with LeBron. I like having these cards. Athletes themselves are buying their own cards way more than I think has ever happened in history, and cards of others that they're teammates with or fans of. So I think it's a pretty organic growth. The one question is, for all that new money that's coming in, how long do they stay interested? Is it a short-term thing? Are they going to look to liquidate? We've seen record high sales on cards in the past. Think back to the Luka logo man that sold for $4.6 million and then like a year and a half later sold for like half of that. Sometimes stuff comes and goes. I think back to the PMG phenomenon with the Marvel PMGs when I was buying those things for $25 to $40 a piece on eBay, and I bought about 30 of them. And then even the lesser characters all spiked up into the like $500 or $1,000 range. That was kind of a phenomenon. Somebody bought our Wolverine Blue from a charity auction when we did that over Advent one year for $413. It was stuck in PSA limbo when they closed down grading for 14 months. And when he got it back and walked it up at Culture Collision, it was a PSA 9 and was quoted at $100K. So this stuff has happened. And that was part of that phenomenon.
A lot of that stuff came back down.
Well, I believe he sold it. Those cards, the blue Wolverines, are still in the 20 to 30K range.
They've still way up.
It came way down, but it was way up also.
Yeah.
This is no lie, I was negotiating, this is going to sound so silly in hindsight. Back the night before Kobe Bryant passed away, the night before, I was negotiating 2 different Kaboom cards of Kobe on eBay with a seller, literally dickering over $10. Right around the $100 price point for his 2018 Kaboom, which just sold for $25,800. And then most notably, maybe right now, Adam Gray, Real 27 guy, who we're going to talk more about in a minute, just did a reel showing that the original buyer of that dual Kobe Michael Jordan Logo Man auto that's on Heritage right now, which is already at $5.7 million, most expensive basketball card in history with 3 days left, was originally purchased for $25,000 in 2011. And then sold at some point within the next year, I believe, or a couple years later, for $170,000. And apparently that buyer of that card came and gave that guy like an exquisite patch auto of MJ as like a thank you for like doing the deal. So a lot of this stuff is going totally nuclear. When you get into the one-of-one space, the super iconic, the low pops, the messy mega cracks, all this stuff that's just been going, Honestly, I think it's pretty real. I think there's just people with deep wallets who really want to play in that space and own those cards.
Yeah, Ryan, what are your thoughts on this?
I think, we have a couple customers that come here, and they're using this as a source for like alternate assets. They're parking their money in cards, hopefully they go up. They're diversifying their portfolios. I think that has a huge factor to all of this. I also think what Teapot said with the athletes joining in, we got influencers joining in. I'm now friends with Vic Blends. He's coming here quite often.
Just met him
yesterday.
Quite often, and what he's doing is he's cracking PSA 10s, taking them to the athletes, cutting their hair, getting their autograph, chatting them up about the hobby. Who knows? Maybe we'll see Trae Young in here. He's one of Vic's clients.
It'd be awesome.
But yeah, I think the athletes getting into it really helps. My friend at Magic City Collectibles, he just made a trade with Jack Caglione for his Superfractor. So you could even see like the Royals clubhouse is all over it. Even the Braves clubhouse. The Braves spend a lot of time in here spending money on Pokemon. I think people are using this as a huge investment piece for the future.
Yeah. You're seeing more and more of it every day. So I actually recently had a conversation all the way up at the highest levels of Topps and Fanatics about just kind of the market and everything like that. And they said a couple of things that made me feel really, really good. They said that when they evaluate kind of the success of things, one of the key metrics they look at is the lifetime value of a collector. So they're looking at this like from a metric standpoint of how much every new collector we bring in, how much is that worth over the course of their lifetime. And what they specifically said was, we want collectors to enter the space and have a good experience, get good deals. They don't want wax prices shooting up on the secondary market the way that they have. They don't want price spikes followed by price crashes on a lot of cards. They want that sustainable growth because they're not measuring how much revenue can we get off of collectors this year. They're measuring how much revenue can we get from collectors over their lifetime that have entered the hobby this year. And so that's a much different metric, and it's a metric that in order to have that number be big and be real, that metric requires you to ensure the steady growth and the liquidity and the health of the overall market so you're not burning people out. There's a lot of discussion. That's a whole nother topic. We're not going to get into it today.
That'll stimulate the comments.
You've done videos about, the box prices going to the moon and everything like that, which is true. And I can tell you they're concerned about it. Yeah. Like they're actually legitimately concerned about it. They don't want to see, and even on the singles market, even though they don't control that, they don't want to see price spikes like some of these that I'm talking about followed by drops off the cliff because they know that's going to be bad for the lifetime value of collectors. So I think their mind's in the right place. I love seeing these record sales. I also think the steady growth, the steady incremental growth is better than the spikes and the falls. So I like this, but I honestly hope this doesn't go even crazier. I don't want it to go crazier. I want it to be steady so that it's, so that it's sustainable, right? We'll see. We'll see. One thing that is certainly steady and very exciting for us is Arena Club, and they've hooked us up this week with diamond slab packs. These are some of their highest end slab packs. These are so much fun to rip. Who do we want to rip? You know what? I'm going to start today, guys. Okay. I'm excited.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right, I ripped a basketball. Let me see what I get. This is the basketball diamonds. Let's see what we get here. Here we go.
Oh!
Yes, sir!
Nice.
That's how it's done. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Kevin Durant, by the way, I'm excited about him this season. Going to Houston, I think he's been a little bit underappreciated. He had the bad experience with the Suns and things kind of fell off, also with the Nets. I think he's
kind of toe experience with the Nets.
He's had a lot of stuff go wrong. This guy is still one of the all-time greats, truly is, one of the best players from our era. Yeah. And I think we get a little bit of a career resurgence here from him. I'm excited. That's a good card. All right, let's see. What do you do, Teapot?
I did a football.
Let's get a football diamond. Let's see what Teapot got here.
Oh, hey.
Oh, nice.
You know that guy. You know that guy. That's those are really short print.
That's a super short print.
PSA 10.
That's the Neptune too.
That might be a pop.
I need that for my collection.
Very short printed.
Did you do football too, Ryan?
I did football.
Well, so Ryan, you're a huge Bears fan.
I'm a huge Bears fan. Anything but Packers.
You got to get Bears. Let's go, Caleb.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
That's going to producer Rob. That's going to producer Rob.
Yeah.
Why did you have to say that?
Get rich. I get a Bears card.
Do you want to trade?
I'm a Lions fan. He gets a pack.
No, let's give producer Rob that. That's cool though. It's a cool card. It's a gold vinyl PSA 10. That's not bad. Okay, guys, I got a special announcement from Arena Club for you guys. They got two incredible brand new slab pack drops that are happening tomorrow, Friday. They're dropping a downtown pack where every single card in the slab pack is a downtown card. And then on Sunday is 8/24, Kobe Day. So on Sunday, they're dropping a special slab pack where every single card is a iconic Kobe Bryant card. You can save 20% off either slab pack drop if you are a first-time Arena Club customer by using promo code SCI20. You can use that promo code on anything on Arena Club. Promo code SCI20, 20% off if you are a first-time Arena Club customer. Okay, guys, let's jump into our next story. We're talking about iconic cards. We're talking about big cards. Well, so recently, Adam Gray, big content creator in the space, very, very smart guy. He put out a survey to a lot of smart people in the space, yourself included, Teapot, and asked them to rank the top 25 most iconic cards of the 2000s.
Yep.
Well, the results are in. We put them up on the screen there. This is how the panel of sports card experts, he asked company heads and influencers and big-time collectors to put together the top 25. And what you see on the screen is how the top 25 iconic sports cards of the 2000s got ranked. There's a few things on this list, Teapot, that have me scratching my head. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
There's certain things I do not understand about this list. And I will say, Adam gave me the chance to vote, and I did not vote because I'm so busy with 88,000 things going on. We're trying to open up new Cards HQ stores and expand our breaking and live sell. I did not vote. So I have a rule that thou shall not complain about something if they had the opportunity to do something about it, they didn't do something about it. So I'm going to temper my comments down. But Teapot, you actually did participate.
I did.
What did you think of the final results?
Okay, so what's really important is this time around, Adam did the iconic 100 with PWCC a few years ago, all-time cards, okay? This was, as you said, the 2000s. It gave us a definition of what iconic means in the context of voting. And his definition that he gave was being iconic means being widely recognized and admired, often symbolizing a particular era, group, or concept. It signifies a person or thing that is influential, representative, and revered. That's a lot. It's a lot of different things to turn over in your mind.
I can't even keep track of everything you just said.
So
I need to take notes now.
And so, well, let me highlight two things in that definition that I find to be actually at odds with each other. Widely recognized, revered. Those two things very often do not line up. We just got done talking about a whole bunch of super rare one-of-one cards. That Kobe Jordan dual logo man auto right now is the definition of revered, and the price tag is showing it.
Definitely not widely
recognized.
It's not widely recognized.
Nope. Nobody even knew that card existed until it just surfaced.
Right.
So there's a lot of those types of cards. So there's
a lot of those types of cards on this list.
You're forced to go through this and make
least.
decisions. So let me give you some examples. Do you put the Topps Update Trout, or do you put his Bowman Chrome Auto, right? Do you put the Bowman Brady and the Topps Chrome LeBron higher, or do you put the Contenders Auto Brady and the Exquisite LeBron higher? Steph's Topps and Topps Chrome from the same set, or his NT-RPA? Prism Mahomes or NT Mahomes? Luka Silver or Prism or Luka RPA? Like, there's all these decisions. I took this approach with the PWCC 100, and I took this approach with this one. I favor ensuring that the most important and talented athletes from a given era are represented on these lists over putting one-of-ones or ultra high-end cards on the list. And as a result of that, you wouldn't see me putting an exquisite post-playing days Michael Jordan card on the list. You wouldn't have me putting certain other, dual logo mans and other things on the list. Revered, yes, but that to me, the people need to know the card exists or it's not iconic. Mm. It can be revered, but if
it's
don't
revered,
know,
it's just simply what's the most valuable card.
That's the most.
Then
that's
just do a top
different
25
thing.
most valuable.
Do the most valuable,
Right.
or just do a most revered top
Right.
25, and that's a totally different story. So, I had it as an example, Nikola Jokic's Prism rookie card at 25 on my list. I could not fathom leaving the most talented NBA player of the last decade off of a top 25 iconic list. It just didn't make sense to me. He didn't make the list. He didn't make the top 25. In some cases, I believe that players having multiple cards actually hurt them too, like Ohtani. They had his Bowman Chrome pitching auto and his Bowman Chrome hitting auto.
Yeah, 17 and 18.
I had Ohtani hitting auto. I just picked between the two, and the hitting to me is far more iconic. Scotty B Cards ran a survey showing that about 80% of the people agree with that. I had it at number 3 on my list. And the reason I had it at number 3 is because we're talking about arguably the most dynamic, unique athlete of this millennium so far in any sport across the board. How people had him out of their top 10, much less at 17 and 18.
I was shocked to
really
see
understand.
no Ohtani card above
I went
17.
Brady 1, LeBron 2, Ohtani 3. To me, that was like
I was
the way to
I was
do it.
shocked to not see
I don't know.
Ohtani above 17.
So there's things on here that I didn't particularly agree with, but the people have spoken, and a lot of people who were surveyed as experts prioritize revered over widely recognized,
Clearly.
which is that's their right, I guess.
What were you most surprised by, Ryan?
Well, I think they got number 1 right. That's my absolute dream card, the Brady Contenders ticket to 100.
I had that at number 1.
Oh,
Did you?
I did.
That's a good choice.
I'm actually surprised that beat out the LeBron. I'm surprised, honestly.
Yeah.
But okay.
Well, I
have no issue with it.
I wasn't going to
I
put
have no
LeBron
issue
at
with
1.
it. I'm just a little surprised. But go ahead.
I think they missed the most influential card in the 2020s, which would be card number 248, Zion Williamson Prism.
I agree.
Some people had that.
Because
I
during
agree.
COVID, everyone was chasing that.
I agree.
It changed the hobby so much. I mean, people
Yeah.
are lining up at Target at 6 a.m. to try to get one Prism block.
But how iconic is it now, 6 years later?
I still think it represents such a huge time where a lot of people that we look around the store, you ask when they join the hobby, it's 2020, and I think
with you.
Zion.
I think Luka
I'm with
at
you.
6 represents that.
It does.
It does, but that was a little bit
I would have
earlier.
given Zion a nod on the list. No Wemby. No Wemby.
But he was after 2020. Was this till 2020?
No, this is through current.
This was everything. I had
Wemby's
that's
missing.
interesting.
I had
I was-
Wemby on my list.
I was surprised that
I had
Wemby.
Caitlin Clark on my list.
Yeah,
who I
where's
couldn't
Caitlin
believe
Clark?
Was on here. There was a lot of
Like,
stuff.
where's
that-
Caitlin Clark and
Not on
Wemby?
here. Not on here.
How is Wemby's Prism rookie not here?
He's not on here.
Yeah, that's true.
I had where did
You
I?
got
I
two
think-
Tiger Woods cards,
Yeah.
meanwhile.
I had Wemby at 15.
I think people chase Zion more than Wemby, though.
Yeah.
For real. I think
Well, they were back in 2019.
even
yeah.
people that didn't watch
2020.
basketball were
Absolutely.
chasing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, look.
There's no hockey on here.
That's interesting. Yeah.
There's no downtowns,
Yeah.
no kabooms, which I get because that's like I understand like it's hard to put any one individual downtown or kaboom above like some of these cards, but if you think about downtowns or kabooms as a collective, they're so impactful.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine doing a list of the top cards of the 1990s and not putting a single red or green PMG on the list.
Yeah, I know.
That's what they just did by not putting a
agree.
kaboom on the list,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's what they did. They just did that by not putting a kaboom on the list.
I had Brady's kaboom at 17.
Right. We don't have a kaboom in the top 25.
Don't have a kaboom.
Well, then don't put a PMG on your top cards of the 90s in the top 25.
A Jordan
but that would be sacrilegious. But how come we didn't put a kaboom here? And I get it. It's tough. The whole thing is tough. It's a tough exercise. And what I do love about it is it shows the diversity of the market and the difference in opinions between collectors. And as I always say, hobby however you want to hobby.
Yeah.
If you think that, the list should be a certain way, great. I mean, I saw some of the individuals who came out with their own versions of the list.
Yeah.
Jeremy Lee.
I was just going to bring up Jeremy's list.
We got some crazy hockey in the top 25.
He had like 7 or 9 hockey cards. Like 6 of his top 10 was hockey.
He can hobby how he wants to hobby.
No,
that's his top 25. That's not my top 25.
But
that's his top 25.
That's the problem. I tried to do this list objectively,
I see.
not subjectively.
Oh boy.
Objectively, OB.
That's we got Jeremy in the comments. We got Jeremy.
Look,
Jeremy's already in the comments.
Jeremy will.
There it is. There it is. The comment's in.
But,
the comment was just written.
So part of I actually had a pretty in-depth exchange with Adam after I started seeing other people sharing their lists, and just said like, what portion of the people who were experts who surveyed do you think filled this out subjectively as their top 25, as opposed to the hobby's top 25? Because I had Connor McDavid on my list, of course. How could you not? You have to have some hockey representation on the list. But apparently others disagree. And I listened to other people who were high-end exquisite chasers who probably would have had half of their list as exquisite basketball cards. But you got to think about you're representing the voice of the hobby.
All right, we got to get to other stories. But I will just say, in fairness to Jeremy, he lives in Canada.
He does.
And he goes to the local card shows in Canada. He goes to the Sports Card Expo in Canada.
Yeah.
And if you are a collector in Canada, then your whole view of the hobby is largely hockey. Like 7 to 10 hockey cards in the top 25. That is what you see. It makes sense from that perspective. So it's almost even hard to zoom out and say, well, what is the greater hobby? I don't know. If you're in Asia, then you're not putting football in your top 25 anywhere. Because your view of the hobby is give me Kobe, give me LeBron, give me exquisite. Maybe sprinkle in a little bit of Ichiro.
Yeah.
Or sprinkle in a little bit of Otani, and then that's your top 25.
If I were Adam and I were doing
put in
this
some
again,
F1, put in some soccer. That's what they would actually do.
Well, if I were Adam and I were doing this again, I would say to all the people filling it out, please think about this through the lens of the hobby, not your own lens, because I think it's important. And if not, and he's picking 50, 100, 200 experts to fill this out, and 130 of them are primarily basketball collectors, what do you think is going to happen to the list? You have to think. You have to do the survey objectively. Or try.
That makes a lot of sense.
Try.
All right. We got to move on. We've harped on that one.
I love this stuff.
Good. Lot of passionate feedback. And look, Adam's out there. He this is a great, cool exercise that he did.
By the way, the survey is in the show. Will be in the show description.
If people want to go see all the cards that are
all
eligible.
the cards, because that was the tough part.
Was Tim Tebow's gold kaboom on the list?
He was actually number 0. He was 0.
See, that's if I had voted, you would have seen Tebow in that top 25. Okay, we got a lawsuit, guys. Memory Lane Auction House has sued a hotel, the Best Western in Strongsville, Ohio, for $2 million. Now, this goes back to April of 2024 when they were setting up at a card show in that area. They shipped a whole bunch of cards, of their consigners cards, right, to the hotel to theoretically, safely store, and then they were going to take them from the hotel over to the card show. Well, they get to the hotel and the box is gone. Well, turns out they get the police involved. Turns out that it was actually the hotel's night auditor who stole the cards. He pled guilty to aggravated theft. He is currently serving 4 to 6 years in jail. So that's already he's already off in jail for stealing these cards. And then another accomplice received probation. Most of the cards have been recovered. 2 still remain missing as of now. But Memory Lane says, not good enough. You shall pay Best Western, and they've sued Best Western. They want $2 million in a lawsuit. They're claiming that at least $2 million in damages. They had to take out a $1.8 million loan to reimburse their consigners. They ended up having to pay a lot of interest on that loan. They're claiming that Best Western International was negligent in hiring that guy, who, by the way, had a history of theft. Interesting. Also, false advertising about secure storage for guest properties and fraud, unfair business practices, and negligence. What do you make of all this, Teapot?
Yeah, sue them. Makes sense. I don't know. I would sue them. At the same time, maybe don't send $2 million in cards to a hotel front desk. You know, hindsight's 20/20 there. I bet they won't do that again. But that's just a thought. I would understand a lawsuit here. That sounds like negligence. The courts will have to decide that and figure it out. But yeah, crummy situation for sure. We talked about it back then. I don't have a lot of other thoughts about this other than just like general security. I have a video coming out next week on the Market Movers channel talking about planning to sell quite a few cards from my collection and just thinking about putting them in the mail and all of that. It just always makes me nervous. So I can't imagine having this level of value like entrusted to somebody at like a front desk checkout or in a back room without a key on the lock or who knows what.
Ryan, if you were shipping $2 million in cards to a hotel, like say ahead of the National, and then you get there and the cards are gone and somebody stole them and you get them arrested, are you suing the hotel?
I'm suing the hotel. Josh.
Okay.
I'm suing the hotel. I'm making sure we paid our insurance bill. That is so crazy. It had to be a lot of items if they just didn't take it with them on the plane.
Yeah.
I did notice Alt doing this. They get an armored truck, and then they get this own lock. They put like their own lock on it, and then they get this like key tab thing, and they can only open it in front of people. I think it was like Brinks or something. I mean, there's options out there. I guess they probably just didn't know that. I didn't know about it until the last Dallas show. I guess there's ways around it, but man, what a crappy situation.
That is sad. I hope Memory Lane gets some good outcome there, and hopefully hotels start taking security a little more.
That's crazy.
A little more seriously in the future. Okay, guys, one more quick story today before we wrap the show. The Mets are celebrating Pete Alonso's team home run record with a Topps Now giveaway. This is, you're used to seeing these Topps Now cards that drop on Topps.com. There are these limited runs, and people go there and buy the cards. Well, what the Mets decided to do was they actually bought 15,000 cards from Topps. And then the Mets are giving these cards away. They're doing a gate giveaway. The first 15,000 fans through the gates of a Mets game at Citi Field on Sunday, September the 21st are going to receive one of those Topps Now cards for free. There will also be a limited number of premium PSA graded parallels and game-worn memorabilia that will be randomly inserted. Some people will get a redemption card for those special cards, and then they'll actually have to go in the fifth inning down to a special designated area where they will then turn in their redemption card during the game and be given their, super parallel mem card during the game. So it's kind of cool that this is all happening at the game. What do you guys think about this? Teapot, is this something we maybe should see more teams participating in the future?
Yeah, I in general, like between the Topps Now stuff, the experiences, everything, I'm just a big fan of it. I like it. I know there's kind of the controversy about like too much Topps Now, too much of a good thing, but sports and sports cards are about immortalizing certain moments and certain milestones and other things, and I think it's really cool. I also think that Pete Alonso is just underrated, like overall. You look at his career, I'm looking at his numbers through the first 7 seasons, and he's got 254 home runs now. Frank Thomas, through his first full 7 seasons, 222. Aaron Judge, 220. And Albert Pujols, one of the few up in the 700 home run club, 282. So like Pete Alonso's having a heck of a power career. I know it's not all, like the whole package matters and people look at that. His WAR numbers are much lower than any of the guys I just mentioned. But he's a cool guy. He's very entertaining. He's had incredible moments in the home run derby. So say whatever you got to do about him being a Gator.
I was just gonna say, I can't hold it back anymore. I can't hold it back.
Yeah.
I got to start Gator chomping for my guy Pete Alonso right there.
Minutes, so he's gotta
finally getting the respect
like
that he's
seal.
Getting. Thank you, Teapot.
Right.
Ryan, you agree? Pete Alonso, possibly Hall of Fame bound, one of the greatest of all time?
Possibly. But man, it's so cool. We had the Topps Now party here. Sorry, that's distracting.
By the way, I don't know what just happened. They hit the gold kaboom. They hit the gold kaboom. They hit one of the case hits That Graded Grails, they're opening up the new Graded Grails Football Series 2 on Whatnot over there.
Yeah.
Nutty stuff. Yeah. Okay, they're just all screaming. They're all in my ear.
Speaking of Gold Kaboom, if anybody's got a Barry Sanders, let me know. I want.
There you go.
Okay, go.
We had the Top Now party here during the All-Star game, and I met several of those customers. There was a few of them that told me they've had every single one that's ever been made. So I guess they're flying out to New York City, because what a cool concept.
Yeah.
I think this will grow the hobby. You know, they do the like Topps baseball card day, but you get a pack, it's like usually like 4 base cards, you know. This is like significant to the team and the fans that are going to this game. It's starting their collection for a lot of those people, I assume. So really cool concept.
I like it. I like it. I think the whole thing's cool. And you know what? You know what that is? That's 15,000 people now more who've gotten exposed to the hobby, and they're gonna, I guess, each open a little pack to see if they got the redemption, and then some number of them are going to get a go during the game to go get a redemption card, and then maybe someone will be trading them around or selling them in the stands. I think it's super cool.
Yeah,
love it. Nice. There you go. Way to go, Mets. Way to go, Topps. Way to go to you guys. Thanks for making it all the way to the end of the show. And your reward is a reminder that Arena Club is dropping that downtown pack tomorrow, that Kobe pack on Sunday. They got all kinds of slab packs on their website right now. And promo code SEI20 gets you 20% off your first purchase of any of them. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you soon with the next episode. Take care.